Would you like to add more persuasion power to your marketing message? Well, one way to do that is to understand what actually prevents your prospects from moving forward. And today we're going to talk about 3 things that are standing in the way of them saying yes, and I'm going to show you how to eliminate them from your message. Welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. My name is Vitaly Grinblat, and let's talk about how to inject more power into your marketing message. I see people are hopping on. How are you guys doing? Hey, Chuck. All right, so we're live. Cool. No interruptions. All right, so let's talk about these 3 ways. So the first thing, and by the way, before we begin, I want to say that, copywriting is in writing ads, emails, videos, blog posts, ads, all of it is copywriting. It's as much of a thinking process as it is a writing process. So there's a lot of thought that goes into what you need to say first before you actually say it, right? Before you actually write your ad or even do a video, because you got to write the script and all that. So every time I do these Daily Dose of Awesomes and I share some copywriting ideas and tips, what I try to do is give you a glimpse into how I think about this. And hopefully this helps you in shaping your marketing and helping you get your marketing message to a point where it produces great results for you. So, hey, Michael, Christine, Ron, Mark, how are you guys doing? All right, so the first thing, so I'm going to share with you 3 things that are keeping your prospects from taking action and I'm going to talk to you about how to eliminate them or at least significantly reduce these stumbling blocks from your ads in all your marketing. So the first thing is they don't want what you have. This is very fundamental. Seems like it's very basic, but the reality is that unless your prospect clearly understands that what you have is something that they want, they're just going to move on. And this is especially important in your ads if you're doing Facebook advertising, because immediately your prospect has to know that what you say is for them. So how do you do that? How do you make sure that you immediately, especially since nowadays, you got to be very careful of what you say in your ads, and there's certain things you can't use, right? Certain terms you can't use because Facebook doesn't like certain words in certain industries, right? It's like network marketing and multi-level marketing. So first thing is you have to target the right audience, right? By merely targeting the right people, you immediately increase your chances of making sure that what you have to present is what they want, right? So that's pretty obvious, right? Targeting. The second thing is using the right language. Using a language that immediately lets them know that what you have is for them and is something that they want. So for example, when you're, this is one of the things that I see quite often. I'll give you this example. Once you start learning attraction marketing and using the internet, and you start learning the internet marketing lingo, like opt-ins and copywriting and lead magnets and traffic, these words, they become trigger words for you, okay? And so if I see an ad that has any of these words, they are trigger words, and they immediately let me know that I'm looking at something that I may potentially want. However, when you're advertising your business to network marketers and you want to teach network marketers how to use the internet to grow their business, and they haven't been indoctrinated into our process, into our systems, into our world yet, then this language will be foreign to them. So you can't use words that they're not familiar to them, even though they're important to you. They haven't crossed over into our world just yet. So you have to talk about things that are important to them and things that are familiar to them, such as recruiting, team building, upline, right? 3-foot rule, prospecting, rejection. When you say these things, home parties, this is the language that they're used to. Overrides, bonuses, comp plans. Sorry, my dog's going crazy there. So if you're hearing a little anxious sounds there, that's my dog trying to get out of the room. Anyway, when you use these words in your ads, you're not saying network marketing, so you're pleasing Facebook, but at the same time, you're letting your prospects know that they're in the right place. And you're increasing their desire for what you have because you're speaking directly to them. Does that make sense? Right? So think about the language, right? In fact, I would encourage you to create a list of words. And there are a lot of words. Create a list of words that you could use in your ads. You don't have to stick all these words in one ad, but just have this list, like a cheat sheet of words that you could use in your marketing, be it your ads, your emails, your blog posts, your videos, that will immediately create a response within your market, because when they hear these words, they know it's for them. All right, so that's the first thing. That's the first stumbling block, is they don't want what you have. And so by targeting the right people and using the right language, you can eliminate that block, and you can remove that resistance and get them to actually desire what you have. All right, just checking the comments here. All right, makes perfect sense, Ron. That's right, it makes perfect sense. All right, so moving on to stumbling block number 2, which is a biggie. They don't believe you, right? People are skeptical. Even the most positive people, they're skeptical. You know, I'm a lot more skeptical today than I was 15, 20 years ago. I was a lot more naive 20 years ago, but once you gain a little bit of experience, you become a little bit skeptical of things. And I'm talking about healthy skepticism, not cynical, but just, people as they get older, they become a little bit more cautious, right? Especially if they've been around the block a few times. Maybe they've bought some things, maybe some things that they bought didn't deliver what was promised. And with all the hype and all the kinds of ads out there, people are generally a little bit skeptical, especially when it's an ad and especially when they don't know you, right? So you have that lack of belief. So you have to ask yourself, how do I make my message more believable? And I'm going to give you 2 things that you can do in your ads, in your marketing, that will immediately increase the believability of your message, okay? The first one, and I've talked about this quite often, is using something we call reason why. So anytime you say something, you're making a claim or you're asking them to do something, give them a reason. So I'll give you an example. In your ad, you may say something like, grab my free report, or grab the free 10-day recruiting boot camp, right? Or you're giving away something for free, or check out this free resource, right? Whatever it is. Well, that's great, okay? The problem is that as a cold prospect who doesn't know you, I may be going, well, why are you giving it away for free? Because that's a thought that a lot of people have. Okay, it's just kind of an automatic thought that, why would somebody give away something for free? That's healthy skepticism. And so when you say that you're giving something away, you got to give them a reason, okay, which will make it a lot more believable, which will make it a lot more concrete in their mind. So, for example, you could say, I'm giving this away, or you could say, go read this blog post and download my 10-day free recruiting bootcamp. Or you could say, you can list your pains, and how a lot of people list their pains in the ads, and how you struggled for years, and finally you found a solution. And now that you found a solution to building your business without rejection, right, without chasing friends and family, you're so excited about it that you want to share and help other network marketers, or help other people in our industry, if you want to avoid the term network marketing. So help other people in our industry get out of that rut and enjoy the same benefits that you're now enjoying. That's why you're giving this away. See, it's like, you made this reason up, but just by saying it, it makes it more believable. Okay, well, this makes sense. This person found something they're excited about, now they want to help other people. See, don't assume that your prospects automatically put these 2 and 2 together, right? When you say something and you give them a reason why you're doing it, and you're giving them a solid reason like that, it makes it more believable. It makes it more concrete in their mind, okay? So anytime you ask people to do anything, tell them why you want them to do it. Or if you're doing something, tell them why you're doing it. If you wrote a blog post, tell them why you wrote this blog post. Don't just say, I wrote this blog post. I wrote this blog post because I want to help you, or I want to help other people in our industry get out of the struggle end the struggle that I've had for the last 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, okay? So use a reason why. That's just one example, but anytime you say something, you can come up with a reason. And like I said, it'll make it more believable. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is add specificity to your ad. This is huge, okay? I'm going to give you 2 quick examples of how you can use specificity in your ads and in your marketing to make your message a lot more believable. One way to do it is to add specific numbers. So, for example, I'm just giving you examples out of a lot of the ads that I see, that I review, and I'm just showing you how you can make them a little bit stronger. Not a little bit, but a lot stronger. So with specificity, when you say, this is just like, I'm giving you a general example out of a lot of ads that I see. I've struggled for so many years. I did home parties. I was chasing friends, blah, 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 right? Got all these rejection, couldn't get my business off the ground. And then I found this ad, or I found this blog post, and I found this system. And now my business is growing. And in this blog post, you can find out exactly what I'm doing. In this blog post, you can find out the social media system that I'm using to grow my business. Okay, So that's the gist of a lot of the ads that I see. Now, what if you made a little tweak and said, and in this blog post, I share 5 specific things you can do on social media to grow your business. So version 1, read this blog post and discover how to use social media to grow your business, versus read this blog post and discover 5 ways that you can use social media to immediately grow your business, attract more people, grow your team, et cetera, et cetera. What sounds more believable? Clearly, when you add 5 ways. Why? Because it's specific. It's more concrete. It's more tangible. It gives people a picture in their mind that, oh, I'm going to get 5 specific things. So I wonder what they are. Now, all of a sudden, your message becomes more curiosity provoking. Because when I tell you I have 5 ways to grow social media, in your mind, you're immediately going, without even consciously thinking about it, I wonder what these 5 ways are. Right? And so that's how you create more curiosity and add more believability to your message, by being more specific. So that's one way that you can use specificity. Another way you can use specificity is when you make certain claims inside of your ad. I'll give you an example. So again, this is kind of a general tone of a lot of the ads that I see. So people list their pains and the struggle and what they've gone through, and the result, we're getting results, business wasn't growing, and then I came across this ad, or I came across a blog post, or I came across the system, and now my business is growing. I'm finally able to work from home and attract people to me. And in this blog post, I show you how, or in this blog post, you'll find out 5 ways to do this on social media. Now let's back up for a second to the part where you said, where the ad said, and now my business is growing and I'm attracting people to me. What does that mean? That's a very vague statement. How can you make it more specific and more concrete so it's believable? Well, what if you said, and again, look at, be honest, be truthful. So look at your results, whatever they are, and you can say, and now I'm working, I'm actually building this business from home, and people are people are coming to me, or people are reaching out to me. In fact, just last week alone, I've had 17 people reach out to me and 3 people join my business, or something like it, whatever your numbers are, right? Or just the other day, I've had 7 people reach out to me. See, that's specific, and that's a result. It may not seem like a big result to you, but trust me, for most people in network marketing, that's a massive result, because I've spent over 10 years in direct sales, and I probably had less than 17 people reach out to me in all of these 10 and a half years, okay? So, because I did it the old traditional way, right, where I was chasing people, like I'm pretty sure most of you have. So, so when you say that people are reaching out to you, and then you follow that up with a specific number, in fact, just yesterday, I've had 3 people reach out to me. Just last week, I've had 17 people reach out to me. Just last month, I've had 23 people that have reached out to me and have shown interest in what I do without me having to call them or bug them or message them. See, that is very, very believable, because you're using a specific number, a specific result, okay? Does that make sense, guys? Let me just check the comments here really quick. Okay, cool. Making sense, right? So that's how you make it more believable, with specificity. All right, and the third stumbling block that prevents people from moving forward is lack of trust. Generally, people will, if they don't know you, then they don't trust you. And as you probably have heard, people will not do business with those that they don't like and they don't trust. So your goal is to start creating like and trust as quickly as possible. And that takes time, okay? It's not always possible to create immediate trust in an ad or in a video, but you can do things to start creating that trust right away. How do you do that? Well, one way to do that is to show them that you're human. Right? Show them that you're a real person. People like others who are like themselves. So if in your ad you mention something about your family, you don't have to go on a big tangent and tell your whole life story, which I know some people do, and you don't want to do that, right? You want to keep the ad and the marketing message about them, not about you. But when you mention things about yourself, when you say my 2 kids or my 3 kids, or my husband or my wife, and you say just something out of your life that just makes you sound like a normal human being, like them, all of a sudden, that creates an instant bond, right? Oh, this person's just like me. Or when you show vulnerability, when you talk about, I was afraid, and this is something that a lot of people do a very good job with, is showing vulnerability, showing, revealing some of their pains and frustrations and in embarrassing moments. I was scared to pick up the phone. I was scared of contacting people. I was tired of chasing people. I was, when you show your pains and struggles and a little bit of vulnerability, that makes you more human, and that creates immediate bond. And so all of a sudden, their guard goes down and people begin to trust you a little bit more. Right? That doesn't mean they immediately trust you, but that trust starts developing. And that's all you want. That's all you want your ad and your marketing message to do. You want them to start taking steps in that direction where trust starts to develop. Because when you start developing trust, then all of a sudden, people will be a lot more likely to click on your ad, opt in, and of course, get involved with you or through you. So those are the three things that I think about all the time anytime I put something together, is how can I make sure that what I have, they understand that what I have is for them and increase their desire to want the thing that I'm talking about in the ad, in the email copy, whatever, okay? So that's number one. Number two, how can I make it more believable? There are lots of ways to do that. I gave you very specific things, being specific, right? Use specificity, use numbers, use specific numbers, and also be specific with your results. So anytime you say something, use specificity. How can you make it more believable? And third one is trust, right? Creating trust, getting them to take steps to start developing that trust. You do that by being a little bit more human, by showing, well, not more human, by being human, by showing them that you're human, and by showing them a little bit of vulnerability so that they can see that you're a real person, because people like to do business with real people, okay? So with that, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It was great hanging out with you once again. And I hope you take this information, put it to use, and make your ads and all your marketing kick butt. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. All right? Take care, everybody.